Stalin's Witnesses is set during a period of historic change in Russia. In February 1917, the beleaguered monarchy gave way to a weak provisional government. It was toppled within months by the Bolsheviks, a cadre of committed Marxist revolutionaries led by an embittered lawyer named Lenin. Soon the troubled land erupted into a great civil war. Lenin and his Reds prevailed, and the excesses that helped them defeat their enemies became features of the new Soviet state. Lenin died in 1924. Then it was Stalin's turn. By 1934, Stalin was de facto dictator of the Soviet Union, but he still had scores to settle. His despised enemy Trotsky, whom Stalin had exiled to Europe, was accusing the General Secretary of slaughtering his people in a mad quest for power. Regrettably, Trotsky, himself no angel, was correct. Peasants who opposed collectivization were exiled to Siberian work brigades, where scores starved. Propelled by brutal expropriations of grain, famine swept through Ukraine. A frenzied industrialization campaign caused many lethal accidents. These became acts of wrecking, to be dealt with by exile or worse. In December 1934, Leningrad party leader Sergei Kirov was murdered. Pointing to the crime as proof of a conspiracy, Stalin ordered Prosecutor General Andrei Vyshinsky and military judge Vasily Ulrich to stage the Moscow show trials of 1936, 1937, and 1938. Leading members of the party were accused of plotting with Trotsky to murder communist leaders, wreck Soviet industry, and abandon the country to Germany and Japan. Evidence at the first trial consisted nearly solely of confessions. Its predetermined end, the conviction and execution of all 16 defendants, was greeted skeptically by the West. To assure a better reaction to the 1937 trial, prosecutors impressed 5 witnesses. 2 were Soviet intelligence officers masquerading as newsmen: Vladimir Rome, the USSR's inaugural correspondent to Washington, and Dmitry Bukhartsev, his counterpart in Berlin. There was also Vladimir Loginov, a Soviet apparatchik, Alex Stein, a German expatriate, and Leonid Tam, an engineer whose brother Igor would later be awarded a Nobel Prize in physics. This time world reaction was more positive. American ambassador to the USSR Joseph Davies and New York Times Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter Walter Duranty were convinced. Davies later financed Mission to Moscow, a film that glorified Stalin. A third and final trial took place in 1938. Again, all were convicted. In all, 47 defendants were shot soon after the verdicts and with no opportunity to appeal. Until now, the witnesses have received scant attention. Rome, Bukhartsev, and Loginov were party members in good standing. Tam was the brother of a top physicist. How did they wind up becoming the system's victims? In a larger sense, how did an ostensibly liberating ideology come to deliver a great people into the hands of a pitiless totalitarian regime? Stalin's Witnesses is a novel. While it sticks closely to the historical record, its characters speak in their own voices. It's their story, and it helps set the stage for our own.